All right, let's get right into it. We all have a bank account, right? It's just a list of numbers, money in, money out. But what if that simple list of transactions is actually telling a secret story about your life? And what if a new kind of intelligence is learning to read that story better than any human ever could? This right here, this is the whole ballgame. It's not just about your balance or your withdrawals anymore. Nope, it's about the narrative your money is writing and the incredibly powerful new reader that is paying very, very close attention.
So where does this whole story even begin? Well, it starts with something we all know really, really well: our own spending habits.
I mean, just think about your own day. That coffee you grab every single morning around 8:15 a.m., the train ticket to get to work, that streaming subscription that dings your account on the 15th of the month, or that kind of impulsive thing you bought online late at night. Every single one is a little breadcrumb, a data point. And when you string them all together, they don't just show where your money's going. Oh no, they paint this incredibly detailed picture of who you are, what you care about, and exactly how you live your life. Okay, so now let's introduce a brand new character into your life story, the AI. And it's not just reading your story, it's analyzing it like a detective, looking for every single clue. This brings us to a really core concept, something called a transaction fingerprint. Basically, it's an AI model that learns the unique rhythm and the specific flow of your financial life. It's not just what you buy, it's where you buy it, when you buy it, and in what order. The end result is a financial signature that's supposed to be just as unique to you as your actual fingerprint. So how does it actually do it? Well, first, the AI just chugs through months, maybe even years, of your transaction data. It's just learning your baseline, your normal. Then it starts layering on location and time data to get some context. A gas purchase near your house? Totally normal. A gas purchase 300 miles away at 3 in the morning? That's a little different. And finally, it pulls all of this together to create that one-of-a-kind profile, your financial fingerprint. And that leads us to the AI's number one job. Once it knows you're normal, its entire purpose is to spot what isn't. This whole process is called anomaly detection, and believe me, it is the foundation for everything we're about to talk about. And look, this isn't just a gut feeling for the AI. It uses something called pattern deviation metrics. I know, it's a fancy term, but the idea is super simple. The AI actually puts a number on how weird your behavior is. It quantifies exactly how far a transaction wanders away from your established fingerprint. It turns a simple suspicion into a hard, measurable score. And this is where you can really see the AI's superpower. It can spot patterns that are totally invisible to the human eye. Think about something like microtransaction clustering. A human fraud analyst, they might totally ignore a few dozen random charges for, say, 99 cents. But in AI, it can see them all at once, like a coordinated swarm, which is a classic telltale sign of a fraudster who's testing a stolen card number. But let's take this to the next level, because this technology is now going way beyond just spotting fraud. It's being used to make judgments about truthfulness, especially when it comes to things like applying for a loan. Take a look at this because it makes it super clear. On the left, you've got your expected, stable, normal behavior. On the right, you've got the anomalies, the stuff an AI would immediately flag. So let's say you apply for a loan and you say you're a school teacher, but your spending fingerprint shows these big, erratic transactions happening late at night that just don't fit that profile. To the AI, these are all red flags that go against the story you're telling. And in the end, it all just boils down to this. The AI takes every single one of those little deviations, every inconsistency, and it calculates a deception risk score. And just like that, your financial truthfulness isn't a character trait anymore. It's just a number that could be the only thing that decides whether or not you get that loan. But, spotting potential lies in data from the past is one thing. The next frontier here is, well, it's way more speculative, and honestly, it's kind of unsettling. It's about predicting the future. This is the big, looming question hanging over all of this technology. Can these systems analyze your financial fingerprint so well that they can actually predict a major financial move or maybe even a crime before you've even decided to do it yourself? The technology that's trying to do this is called intent simulation. We're talking about next-generation AI models that aren't just looking at your past anymore. They're running constant simulations, trying to model what you are most likely to do next based on all the tiny, subtle clues in your financial behavior right now. And this right here
is the profound shift that we really need to wrap our heads around. The entire game is flipping. We are moving from a reactive system, one that punishes you for what you did, to a predictive one that could penalize you for what an algorithm thinks you might do. Which, of course, brings us to the final and, frankly, the most crucial part of this whole discussion. What are the human consequences when the judge of your financial character is a machine? Here's the real heart of the dilemma. When a machine calculates a deception risk score or simulates your intent, it's not really judging facts, it's judging patterns, correlations. Really, it's judging the vibes in your data. And what happens when those vibes are just plain wrong? The consequences are very, very real. You could be punished for behavior that's just unusual, not actually criminal. I mean, imagine you're a freelancer with a super irregular income. This could easily lead to financial exclusion, cutting people off from essential services like loans or insurance. And then there's the danger of a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Where being flagged as high risk actually makes it harder for you to prove you're not. And so that leaves us with this one final critical question to chew on. In a world where an AI is the detective, the judge, and maybe even the jury of your financial life, being innocent might not be enough anymore. The real question is whether the algorithm, based on that secret story hidden in your data, agrees with you.